Welcome back to News 5 at 9. It is 9/11, and Mark Davidson is here today from Cornerstone. And today we're talking about something that I know a lot of parents are probably planning way out. Their kids are 5 years old and they're already thinking about college. But college savings plans can certainly help as far as how you allocate certain funds and certainly how you can be taxed for them and all that information. But there are actually three that you're going to mention today, and we'll really go into one really deep today.
The three primary plans available, one is a 529 plan, and that allows you to save tax-free for all colleges and all post-secondary education across the country. The second is a Coverdale education savings plan, and that you can use not only for college but for school prior to college. So if you want to pay for private school, whether it's elementary or high school, you can use the Coverdale for that. And finally, in Alabama, we have the prepaid college tuition plan. That allows you to save money now for schools within the state.
And I know the big question too for people listening is, how do you know which one is right for your family? One of the ones we're going to talk about today, though, is the 529 plan. First of all, tell me, what are some of the advantages to using this particular plan?
The 529 plan, as I said, it allows you to save money tax-free, and you can use those proceeds for any expenses associated with college, room, board, books, etc., not just tuition. You can also use that for any institution. So you don't necessarily, if you save with an Alabama, you don't have to go to an Alabama institution. You can go to Ole Miss, you can go to University of Maryland. You know,
but now, are some of the other plans limited as to where you have to actually send your child to college?
Within our state, the Alabama prepaid tuition plan, if you use that, you can apply those savings towards other colleges, but the savings that you apply are equivalent to what you would have paid if you were an Alabama resident at University of Alabama or Auburn, someplace like that.
Gotcha.
So with the 529, you can use it pretty much any place across the country. It is a plan that's in your name.
Very universal, it sounds like. Okay, what are some of the other things that we need to be aware of as far as this plan is concerned?
Within this plan, you've got very high contribution limits. You can save up to $255,000, and you can also shift from one beneficiary to another. So if your first child receives a scholarship at an institution, those savings can be applied towards somebody else. You can change the beneficiary. At the same time, there are a handful of disadvantages, and these are probably worth pointing out, especially because the Alabama plan is somewhat limited. There are some of the investment choices can be very expensive, and the investment options are somewhat limited, certainly in the Alabama plan. Each state sets up its own plan with a provider, and in this case, Alabama set it up with Van Kampen, and Morningstar just came out with another, each year they come out with an assessment of 529 plans, and Alabama's plan ranked in the bottom 5.
Oh, wow.
And that's the third year it's done that. So, and that's because the investment options are not very good, and they're somewhat expensive. So if you're an Alabama saver, you probably want to look someplace else.
And there are some websites that you recommend, which we have to be really careful. I know when we give out websites, we try to make sure that they are recommended by a financial expert, this being the case here. What are some of the ones that you recommend people go on and kind of research for themselves? The
Treasury site for the state of Alabama gives you those options. It tells you about the plans and tells you what they will each do, because each plan is just a little bit different. Also, Saving for College can provide some background information for all of this. You Promise is an organization that will help you save money for college through everyday expenses. If you go to the grocery store and have a You Promise card, you can save just a little bit of what you spent towards towards college. And also Morningstar, Morningstar.com. They are an independent appraiser of mutual funds, and they can go. You can go out and find out how they've assessed these plans.
You have a lot of helpful financial advice on your website as well. How can we find that?
Investwithcornerstone.com, or give us a call at 626-6292.
Located right over in Daphne. As always, thanks for joining us today, Mark. Very helpful advice. We'll be back with much more. Stay with us.